This is the Ford TW15 that we've had in some videos. Don't know that I ever really talked about it. Actually bought it down around Watsontown, Pennsylvania a couple years back. It's got air conditioning. Just replaced a power steering line. That's why those right there are marked. Actually was leaking just every once in a while, and we finally figured out it was up in there. It's got a Mark 1 cab, which means the lights are down here on the front versus up on the top of the cab. A 401 engine rated at right around 121 horsepower. I run it pretty much all the time with 4 weights hanging on the front. Got really good tires on the front. On the back they could be, actually have a little more tread on it probably. This fall they'll get replaced. On the fenders I actually added what I call fender lights. Above both doors I actually added a school bus mirror. Had a small square mirror on it when I got it. Actually, and also on the rear wheels has these big weights on the outside. Some of our other tractors have them on the inside. Got 2 hydraulic outlets. Right now I have 2 cables hooked up. One runs our brake control we have on our wagons. The other one actually just runs flashing lights on back of the wagons. 3-point hitch, have a 540 PTO in it right now. On the Fords, to change it, you just pull the snap ring in there, slide the hitch out, slide the other shaft into it, put the snap ring back in, and voila, you got 1000 RPM PTO. Done a little bit of touching up, painting on it. Needs a lot more done. Actually needs a lot better paint job. Also added flashers on each fender on the back. The ones that it has on the top, they don't want to work a lot of times, or they will quit going down the road, so we actually added 2 flashers on the fenders, and that same circuit actually runs the wagon flashers. On the back of the cab, added 2 rear view lights, and everything is on a box which I actually placed inside the cab, and it's all wired up and things are marked. I actually had to add another set of outlets. I actually took an old set we had down the shop that Uncle Rodney had. The one that's similar to this is the one you'll see in our video that's actually cracked. It was leaking, we couldn't find it. Finally it cracked far enough to where we could see that it was the actual metal. So we've added these old style. Those, I pretty much use those all the time. For our lights we use just a 4-prong outlet. For our brake control we actually have basically what is a trailer hookup, a 7 wire, 7 plug, whatever, or 7 terminal to run that. I just leave these cords hang here. That's what they look like on the end. That runs the brakes. This one runs the flashers. Like I said, I've done a little bit of painting to it. Need to do some more. Got some more white to do on the rims. I've actually done the very front panels where it says Ford TW15. That's actually repainted. I need to do the big one where it says Ford. That one is actually what we're going to call the original paint. Don't know how well you can see the difference. I actually use what I think is called a sail blue from Lowe's. That's what I was painting it with. I need to get something better. I just haven't yet. Made a custom bracket from my toolbox. Works very well. You can, if you need tools like on Haybine, you actually just grab the toolbox and go. I actually just made a bracket, bolted it right onto the side of the frame. I intended to leave more space, but I wanted to actually put a chain box in behind there. I just haven't got back to finishing it yet. And basically I keep all kinds of stuff in here, wrenches, hammers, I have a chain in here, I have a clevis in here. And also, because I was running out of power steering fluid, I have a Snapple bottle filled with power steering fluid. This tractor also has a ether can, which when you turn it over you can actually just hit a switch in the cab. When it's cold, it'll give it a quick shot of ether right into the intake, and that'll help it start cold. Also, we just hooked up yesterday one of our new turbo gauges that we put on, and actually put an elbow in it right in the bottom of the intake, and this just runs up into the cab to the turbo gauge, and that's what we're going to do a video of later. I actually do not have the oil gauge hooked up. Also want to get a volt gauge and put in the last notch. This tractor is equipped with a 8-speed transmission. You have one lever that's high and low. The other one is 1 through 4 in reverse. And then a little button on the floor, which is the dual power, actually gives you another half a gear, so you actually have 16 speeds forward, 4 reverse. Set up with hydraulic levers, which is a right and left, and they're exactly the way it shows. You have the 3-point lever to raise the 3-point hitch up and down, and the red is the PTO lever. So sitting in the cab, this is what I look at. Right now I watched the temperature gauge. The one on the dash is inoperative. And also tonight, I'm going to try to watch the turbo gauge. See how well it works, hauling a load. Brake control setup, or my box, I have 2 fender lights. Also have a 4-way flasher. Now right now this box is hot wired. So you turn the switch on and the fender flashers work all the time. Our brake control, we have it set up with a master cylinder electric over hydraulic on the wagons, that when you turn the switch up it turns a red light on, and when you pull it back down to take the master cylinder pressure off, the green light will come on, and when the green light goes off, you know the master cylinder is back home and the brakes are off. Also put a 12-volt outlet, and I just took a wire bundle, run it down into the floor, and also my rear view camera. I have it wired up so if the tractor's on, the camera runs all the time. Right now I have a Pioneer stereo in it. This tractor is equipped with air conditioning, and also you can turn the knobs and make it actually go to heat. As far as mirrors, so I can see what's behind me, I have one in the cab, one on the right side on the right door, and one on the left door. So you can basically see as I'm traveling up and down the road or in the field. I actually have 3 mirrors I can see behind me. The 2 school bus mirrors on the outside, and the regular mirror on the inside. Now we're going to get ready and go down and pick up a load of silage and see how well the turbo gauge works.